Phase 3. Phase 3 is really about repetition with emotion, because that is how we really wire things into our mind, body, spirit. It's the combination of the thought with the emotional energy that's living in the cells of the body. So we really have to have both to rewire into new ways of operating. The thought and the embodied energy of the thought, okay? Again, we're starting with our morning meditation. So this whole week, you're getting up earlier, okay? This time, your morning meditation starts by focusing on your crown chakra, okay? It's the point about 8 inches above your head, and it's an energy center, and it's your connection to the divine. And you're going to just breathe and focus on this point about 8 inches above your head for maybe the first 5 minutes or so of your meditation. This changes your brain waves. It shifts your brain up into what we would call the present-centered network, where your brain starts making theta waves. These are waves of insight, of creativity, of flow, of that higher intelligence. And then you're going to start focusing on the space between your thoughts, the space between your thoughts. And this is something we practice at Body and Soul as well, okay? So as thoughts move through, as they will in your meditation, you're focusing and looking for the space between your thoughts, because that is where God is. That is where the highest intelligence is. It's this space, this empty space of awareness. And I feel this in my meditations. I see this in my own life. Still, I feel like I'm in a space right now like that in my life, where I have these cycles or periods of time where I'm like pushing and striving. It's the doing, it's the thought, it's the form. And then that form comes to an end. And if I can then just relax into the space, that's where this higher intelligence moves into my life. And that's where the synchronicities show up. And that's really where we're moving as we move into phase 3. We're moving into a space where we are attuned and aware of the space between our doing, the space between our thinking, the space between, and we start to really feel and attune ourselves to the power that's there. And that starts to shift our external world. So you'll start to notice that there's a higher intelligence coming through in your thoughts, and that there are synchronicities showing up in your life that just are matching up, that are carrying you somewhere forward. Sometimes, actually often for me, those synchronicities show up. They don't always look like a good thing or success or something positive, but as I'm holding them in that space, I can see that what's happening is a necessary shift that is moving me forward, that is an opportunity for me to release an old pattern, step into a new way of being, take a relationship forward from a previous level of dysfunction into a healthy level of better alignment. And that often looks messy. But when I'm in that space, I can see the wisdom in it, and I can see the progress in it, and it carries me forward. And there's just a sense of expansion. There's a sense of expansion in my body. There's a sense of expansion in my life trajectory. There's a sense of expansion, even as life maybe it feels less certain. Because this is the thing, when we feel stuck, certainty has a certain rigidity to it, you know? Stuckness and certainty are kind of two sides of the same coin. And it's interesting because as human beings, we long for certainty, we long to know, but we also long for freedom. And those two values as humans are oftentimes really at odds with each other. And so if we really long for freedom, we can't avoid the need to become more attuned and get our nervous systems more attuned to uncertainty and being okay, being able to regulate and find a coherent heart and an organized nervous system amidst uncertainty is part of our journey towards freedom, unavoidable and so deeply expansive. That is what freedom is. Now, your through the day practice in part 3 is just taking those pockets of feeling that higher elevated energy, the elevated emotion, the elevated frequency, and seeing how long you can hold it. Maybe I can hold that energy frequency for 2 minutes. Maybe can I try 5 minutes? Can I try 10 minutes? Even time yourself and see how long can I kind of maintain that sense of elevated frequency. So now it's really becoming more of a game. It's becoming a way of being. And then at bedtime, your practice is to lie down and really feel the gratitude of what will be, of the trajectory you're creating until tears come to your eyes, cultivating this embodied desire for freedom until every cell in your body is clear that that's what it really wants. Because there is a cellular wrestle between certainty and freedom. And so you're connecting with that part of yourself, your higher self, that knows that freedom, that expansion is what it truly wants. And that will help your body allow itself to let go of the fear of letting go, of the perceived security of feeling like you're in control. It's a surrender. Okay, this is our focused self-talk practice for the week. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Your worksheet is going to help you navigate your practices so that those should be clear. And this really has the potential to be a truly transformative week with the awareness and the tools you need to really find freedom in yourself, no matter where you're at. You've got this. I'm so proud of you. I'm so honored to get to work with you and journey with you. And we'll see you next time. Namaste.